Hello everyone, your favorite Robloxian YouTuber here, and welcome to Corrupted Crossroads. I played this game a while back before this comment, which is the only reason as to why I remembered the game even existed, so thank you for commenting this. That's very useful, because now I can make a video on this game. I was contemplating on making a video for the game back then, because it was my first time playing. I was a little uninterested in the game's core gameplay, as it's played pretty much the same as every other asymmetrical game, but what interests me the most is the concept of it. It changes the way you pick your killers and survivors, and rather you would pick abilities instead. So you can have up to 3 abilities for both survivor and killer, and you can basically choose some, add abilities to that deck. You can basically build your own decks. It's cool. I like it. It's a cool concept, right? But I feel like there's just one major problem that has it so poorly executed, which sucks. I don't like really complaining about things, but I feel like if I don't, it's gonna make the gameplay unfun. I'm not that much of a stickler for, hating on games' freedom, but what makes freedom so bad is that if you have too much of it, it removes the balance of the game. That's what makes the game unfun, because there's no balance. There's no, good fundamental things about it. It's just not enjoyable to me because it's not a balanced game. It's not, good enough for it to be enjoyable. It can be fun. One of the major things that I like to compare this game to is mostly Trude, the Robloxian Until Dawn, because the way the maps are laid out and the way your objectives work, it reminds me of a lot of Trude. And not to mention you can jump, which the jump isn't super high, but it's whatever. It's cool. I think this is sick. It takes the stamina management, mechanic from almost every other asymmetrical game, combines it with the elements of Trude, with, the objectives and how the objectives work and other stuff like that. And it also combines the exit system of that of Flee the Facility. Rather than you winning when the timer runs out or something like that, you have to open the exit gates near the ending of the time. This is where another truth factor comes into play, where once the time reaches a certain amount, which is usually a minute, that's when the exit gates are able to be opened, which then you can go to the exit gate, hold it open, and then escape. It's as simple as that. But let's say you don't escape. Let's say everybody else escapes. Well, then the exit gate's closed, and now you have to survive a last man standing against the killer. But now that I've explained most of the core gameplay, let me talk about one of the let's say 3 problems that I don't like what this game has. Mostly because of the freedom of choice. You have the ability to choose any ability you want, right? Oh, did I forget to mention you can choose from different swords as a killer? So you can choose these different swords, and it basically just changes how you look, and some of them change your chase team too, which I think is pretty cool. Some of them do different things when you M1, so that's cool. But again, like I was saying, this mostly has to do with the survivors. Survivors are extremely strong. This game is heavy on survivors, very heavily survivor-sided. Why? Well, because of the freedom of choice aspect. You see, you can have whatever abilities you want to equip and combine them together. Why is that so bad? Because how many stuns are in this game? You can have up to 3 stuns at once. It's funny as hell, but in practice, that is obscenely dumb. Like imagine you bait one of the survivors' first attacks, like their slash, right? Then you're about to go in, get the kill, and then they just pull out an energy blaster and just shoot you in the face. Like, dude, survivors barely get punished because of that factor. What was the thought process behind this? I feel like the freedom of choice aspect would be cool if you just centered it to where you can only choose up to 1 stun, because when there's a game where you can have up to 8 survivors and 1 killer, do the math. 3 times 8, right? 3 stuns, 8 survivors. If all those survivors have 3 stuns, do you understand how absolutely dumb that is? That is just the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. Like, What is the thought process, dude? And usually every single survivor is going to have at least one stun, so you can pretty much just get rotated. It's the stupidest thing ever. Like, I feel bad for killers, man, because like they have to deal with this bullcrap. Not to mention the map designs. Oh my god, who let these people cook? There's only like 2 maps that are actually good in the game, and that's Crossroads and this map here. I don't know what this map is called, but those are the only good maps. The other ones are abysmal, dude. They're so abysmal, dude. Survivors can just escape you like nothing, bro. It's so bad. You can get looped so easily. Not to mention that some of them have only certain ways that you can get up to certain areas, so you have to take such long routes to get to survivors. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad. And oh my god, the stamina management. The stamina regen is horrible. What the frick, bro? Who cooked with this? Ooh, bro. Oh my god, dude. Look at the stamina regen. Look how much stamina I regen. Dude, the stamina regen being the same amount as the stamina drain is not a good... It's not a good implementation. It's not. Don't do that. That's bad game design. What is the thought process? But okay, those are the main complaints I have about the game. Other than that, it's a cool concept. I think the game can be fun at when it has its moments. Anyways, I think the game's pretty mid at best. That's just my general opinion. It has potential. It can do better, right? It can do better. It just needs a lot of changes to some of the things, and major balance changes. Please just make it so that way you can only equip 1 stun, because that is absolutely stupid. Well, yeah, that's all, and thanks for watching.